day, it's today, a great day to be great. No, I can't sit back and wait. I gotta win the day, it's today, a great day to be great. No, I can't sit back and wait. Win the day, 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 go win the day, 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 go win the day.
All right, so what's up, sis? How you been?
I'm good, sis. How have you been?
I've been pretty good myself. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how are you feeling? 1 being, 10 being really good.
I give myself about an 8.5 today.
Okay, that's good. That's solid. That's solid. I'm about a 9. What a 9. I always love doing the podcast, so I'm always like a 9 or 10.
Yes,
I literally say that all the time. But yeah, so today we're gonna have like a conversation around sex, sexuality, sex positivity, and whatnot. And it's going to be somewhat like a session. And so we are going to talk about some things that are typically not talked about, I feel like, but I feel like we've had conversations about most of the stuff that we are going to talk about. Just more people who are listening may not talk regularly about these things. So if there's anything that comes up that you just so happen to not like want to share on the podcast, let me know. Is there like a safe word you want to make up, or like just kind of like
I'm like good. I'm pretty open book.
Okay, bit. All right. So with that being said, let's just get right into it. So when it comes to like who you are, your body, how you feel about yourself, sexually and also not sexually, like what is your body image to yourself?
I'm pretty confident within my body and my skin. Of course, I do want to tighten up here and there, I feel like, but other than that, I'm pretty confident in my body. Sexually, yes, I feel like I used to not be.
Okay.
But now, being that I'm older, I'm definitely confident within my body parts that are used during sex. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like this. So you said something that now as an adult you are versus seeming to be like maybe at first you weren't. So like what was something that was, I guess, going on in your life when you were younger that made you maybe not feel so comfortable with being sexual or just comfortable in your skin?
Okay, well, I guess I can say I had some insecurities around my vagina. Well, I wouldn't even say, because just being that what I learned about vagina's actually the inside of you. But I guess like the outer part of my vagina, it was some insecurities there because of how it looked, and it didn't look like the girls I would see on porn, or it was different from my friends, and guys made me feel weird about it sometimes. So it was definitely around the outer part of my vagina.
Okay, that's interesting. So you also said something about porn. So it's just like, so when did you first start watching porn?
Honestly, I feel like I started watching porn at a very young age. I want to say elementary, so I was probably like 5 or 6. But this is not me going to search it. This is me seeing porn. I guess me seeing porn through my older siblings.
Okay.
Being at their houses and seeing different tapes and stuff like that.
The tapes.
So
the tapes was a thing.
Yes, the tapes. So yeah. So I was introduced to porn then. Actively watching, I would have to say 6th grade and up, honestly. So I'm probably right this part. I'm probably about 12 or 13.
I remember. I do remember that, like the tapes being like that was a big thing. I guess for our parents or like older people, like
like the VHS. Like hardcore porn on them.
Yeah. So speaking of like, because it seems like it could be like a cultural aspect around that. So do you think there's like, okay, first off, before I even get there, do you know what a sexual script is?
No, I do not.
Okay. So just like an actor or an actress gets a script for a character, they don't come to that movie as, themselves. They come as this person, this age, like this type of things, has these family members, has this family drama, listens to this type of music, has this type of job. So when they go in to set or whatever, That's the script that they're playing.
Okay.
You know, so how they're affected at that point is this script. So in the same way, our sexual script, because of the things that we grew up listening to, watching, hearing, the things that we currently subscribe to culturally, we show up as ourselves, but ourselves because of all of these things that we've been around, whether it's family, friends, in school, outside of school, in church, outside of church. You know, all of these things have an effect on like what we may feel about ourselves, how soon we get sexually active, how we feel when we are sexually active, and things like that. So with that being said, do you feel like you know what your sexual script is? And it's not just like a specific word that's like this or this, but your sexual script is like, it looks your way. It looks like, you know, whatever it is, but it's affected by church, religion, or not, parents, you know? So is there something like from back in the day, like culturally, that kind of steered who you were then versus who you are now, and then still kind of like the reason why you are where you are now is because this is how it was growing up and I don't like that?
Okay, well, with that being said, growing up, I grew up like in the church. Like I grew up Church of Christ with my grandparents. So I don't recall them even teaching me much about sex, honestly. Like I can't think of a time where we sat down and we talked about it, or it was talked to me about. Most sex and what I learned came from my friends who were sexually active at pretty young ages. So they taught me things, told me things, you know, seeing my older sibling with her partner and busting in on them, you know, I'm seeing different stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I would say more so, I guess my sexual script could come from my friends. Them teaching me and telling me, and then us listening to the music as well, you know, slow jams, all that stuff.
Yeah. So with that, was the focus, because it seems like it wasn't really talked about in-home, like in-house, so it was out-house. So was there any discussion on like reproduction, like you can get pregnant, you've had your period, you can get pregnant, this is how you get pregnant? Or was it just kind of like, we not touching that area at all?
It was kind of like, now you have a period, you can get pregnant.
Okay.
And that was just kind of what it was. I mean, we would hear of young girls, I would hear of young girls that my grandparents knew. Like it was one specific story that I remember, a 10-year-old. She had got pregnant because she had already had her period at the age of 10. I got my period at a young age too. So that's something that I remember, like, okay, I can get pregnant, you know, like this is real.
So, and like, just to be clear, like also, what's also a part of your sexual script is the fact that y'all didn't talk about it or have that conversation, you know? So it's like, so were you ever comfortable coming to them about anything, or was it because it wasn't ever talked about? It's like, I'm not about to initiate this conversation either.
I think because it was really not talked about, I wasn't going to come to them. Also with their religious beliefs, and I just never felt comfortable talking to them about sex. Like, because again, I was having sex at a really young age. I lost my virginity at the age of 14.
Okay.
So I didn't ever see myself coming to them like, you know, hey, I'm doing this. Yeah, you know, but I feel like my granny knew. I feel like she definitely knew that I was out there doing things. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was known, but she never really said much. I mean, I feel like when I think back a couple times, like statements she made regarding like to discharge, which is something that comes out of the vagina for the listeners if you do not know. But that was brought up, and I verbatim, she said, okay, it's about to get your panties look like you've been having sex.
Okay.
That's what she said to me one day when she was getting out the laundry. I was mute. I didn't say anything. I just kind of let that roll and not say nothing. So that's another reason why I felt like she knew as well. Okay. And it was one time when she caught me like humping a bear. Like, you know, so like, I feel like she knew the curiosity was there, and on top of, I was probably having sex as well. So,
Yeah.
because I started masturbating at a super young age too.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so how since you started at a super young age, how old do you think masturbation should come come up, or how soon do you think it happens, or what do you think is there an age appropriate time for masturbation to you?
I feel like masturbation happens honestly when you're young. You see kids, I mean, it's not technically masturbation because they don't know, but you see kids touching themselves, you know.
They're curious about what's going
curious,
on
like, what is this, you know what I'm saying, and like playing with it, whatever they do, you know. That it kind of starts from there because you're just curious. So I feel like, I'm not sure on what age. I feel like once you realize what it is and its pleasure within this, then go for it. So I don't want to say it's the age limit on masturbation, because I was figuring out my body at a young age and touching and feeling like, oh, this feels good, you know, like I'm gonna do this again, you know. So
Okay.
I don't think it's an age on masturbation.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Does that sound bad?
No, because there's technically and like literally scientifically it's correct. Like there's different like articles and journals on the development, human development, child development, and there's an age where we become curious about, oh, I have this, he has that. That's around the time where as cousins or as sisters and brothers, you can take a bath together, right? When you're very, very little.
Yes.
Until you start to notice, like, I got this. And it's like, okay, no more baths together. Tackle it one at a time now. Because at a certain point, you get curious about your own body, and then you start saying, I have this. And then, like, if you're a daughter and you have a mama, I don't know how open some people are, but my mom, I used to see my mom naked. You know, it's her house. She get out the tub, like whatever. I can go in the restroom, talk to her while she's on the toilet, in the tub, like it doesn't matter now and when I was little. So it's like a little thing that you start to notice, like, oh, my body like mama's. Also, you're not seeing your dad naked in the same aspect. So then it's like, okay, there's some other things going on or whatever. And then if you have a brother, it's like, that's probably what's going on. You know, so we start to make these connections, and it sounds weird, but it sounds weird because we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like the elephant in the room that nobody talks about. But at the end of the day, kids are very curious, and kids are aware, and they know a lot, and they will get curious. And like you said, they, you know, touch, feel, see, whatever. And if they're exposed to certain things, they may be more curious. Some may like, some may not. So that's kind of like where it goes. So yeah, it sounds crazy, but hey, that's life. Like, you know,
it is life.
It's literally a part of life. So like, are there any like cultural expectations of sex and sexuality that you feel impact you personally? Like the role of a man and a woman in sex, or like, is there any expectations that a woman has culturally versus males?
I feel like the music, because in the music, and I've always said this, like, it's so shined upon to give a man oral sex. Like, men rap about getting head, getting blowjobs, like all type of stuff like that. But you don't, nowadays you hear it more in the music with women, but I feel like back then it wasn't like that. So I feel like all men want head from the music and the videos and movies and stuff. Like, I feel like that's something I always thought, like, men, which they do, but men like that, you know what I'm saying? And it was never like a lot of, oh, well, a woman is receiving oral sex, because, you know, you have songs where he's like, I'm never gonna do that. I'm not gonna lick that. I can't think of the song right now, but
they be
saying stuff like that, like, she want me to eat out, but I'm not, stuff like that. So it's like, okay, why does a woman have to do this and you don't? You know, why can't you return the favor? So that kind of made me like see that, like, men feel that they deserve that, and that gives them power. They feel powerful when they receive that. So that was something culturally that definitely affected my outlook on sex.
Yeah. Would you say, Because I also agree. I think music and media in general, specifically Black women, how we're over sexualized, always have been over sexualized, even when we were slaves. Like literally on the market, who wants this big buck? Who wants this woman? She knows how to do this. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying? We've always been over sexualized. And I will say Black men have too, but I feel like ours has like been just magnified more. And so I most definitely agree with that.
Exactly, because like even with Black women, we have big lips, so we know for giving better blowjobs. You know what I'm saying? So
and they said DSLs. Did you ever hear that growing up?
What?
She got them DSLs.
Yeah, dick sucking lips.
yeah. It's just like Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So do you think any of this had like a effect on maybe your sexual health or even your body image?
No, not really. Not my sexual health. When I started learning about I remember when I actually even learned what oral sex was initially, like the actual term in health class.
Okay.
I honestly thought oral sex was missionary sex back then. Like, until they like clown me in class, like, no, this is that. I'm like, oh, okay. I just never knew it was called that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think it really affected me much. I mean, I learned about sexual health in health class, like getting tested and using protection and making sure everything's clean down there. And if you're feeling weird, go, let somebody know, go to the doctor. So these are things I all learned in health class. Like at home, I didn't get talked about STDs or I was never given condoms from my granny or my papa or my aunties or nothing like that. So yeah.
Okay. So do you, like now when it comes to like mental health around sex as well, do you feel like you are negatively affected by maybe your cultural script growing up or the things that you were around? Have you ever been like maybe down or depressed or feeling anxiety around sex? Or is that anything that goes on with you now, or have you ever?
I don't really, I'm a very sexual person. So I love sex. Like I like to have sex. So does it affect me in the negatively mentally? No. Like in a mental way, I don't think so. I've never been like down bad about sex. I mean, I may feel away if my favorite person I want to have sex with isn't available when I want to have sex or something. So, that may make me feel away because I got to settle for, something that ain't really up to par. But, but as in like depressed and super sad behind it. But don't get me wrong, like sex brings hella emotions. Like, I do agree with that. Like it's an emotional act as well. Like I feel like emotions can come from sex, especially if you are really into the person. But that's just how I feel around it mentally.
Okay. So, have you ever felt like any like anxiety during a sexual act? Or like any aversion where it's like, oh, this isn't feeling good, I need to stop?
Yes. Okay. Not anxiety, but like not so much. It wasn't pleasurable at the moment. So and I feel like that takes time because you got to speak up. Like sometimes women just sit there and take it. And it's been times where I've sat there and it wasn't feeling good and I just kind of faked it, or I just took it, or just was silently till it was over just to let him get off. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is not cool, I feel like, because as women, we should be able to speak up about how we feel in the bedroom. Like, but now being older, I will say, okay, let's switch it. Let's stop. Like, that don't feel good. That hurts. I feel like your nail is poking me. So, something like I'll let it be. Whatever it is, like, I'm going to let you know nowadays.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's, you bring up a really good point, like about like using your voice and like, do I want to say this? Do I not? Do I say it? Do I not? And then like also a bigger question comes is, why am I not speaking up?
And I feel like a lot of women don't speak up because they, like I said, it was been times I ain't saying them because I want him to hurry up and get off, like just hurry up and get done. That I feel like that's that's one of the main reasons, like wanting him to get pleased, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I am a pleaser. Like I like pleasure. I like giving and receiving pleasure. So, you know, at that point, cool, I'm gonna let you, you know, I'll just take it. But like I say, nowadays I'm not just taking it. Like I'm gonna speak up. I think all women should, like, if it's uncomfortable, if it's itchy, if it's burning, if it ain't the right position, like you need to say something, because again, I'm learning to put myself first in sex. Like that's what it is. Like put yourself first in sex. Sex is not a negative thing to me. Sex isn't a bad thing to me. Sex is a very positive, great thing to me. And I feel like as growing up, I was taught, oh, don't have sex until marriage, and that's like mostly around, that's what I was kind of basically taught. Don't have sex until marriage. Like don't shack up, don't be sexing on nobody before until you get the ring, the home, y'all together. So I feel like, no, speak up during sex if it's not what you want it to be, and make it to it. I feel like if you can make it to what you want it to be, let them know, like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. So that way it can be pleasurable for you.
Yes. Okay. I like that. You make some, I really like what you said about, speaking up and learning to, like, speak up and be more so concerned about yourself, putting yourself first in sex. Because there could be times where women also could be affected by maybe some cultural things as well around sex, to where they feel like in the bedroom my voice doesn't matter. Like for whatever reason, it could be different sexual interactions, it could be trauma, it could be just, like we said, stuff in music, media, what we see on TV, like could just feel like, okay, my voice doesn't matter in sex, I'm just here to please. Do you feel like gender roles play a big part for you in sex? But you just said that you like giving and receiving. So that kind of answers that question. But do you feel like it affects like other women, like gender roles in general, like outside of sex? Does that have a effect on what's going on in the bedroom?
I feel like yes, because the man wants to be, most women think of the masculine. They want that man, that roughness in the bed, or like, you know, some though, because I don't know, because we can get into BDSM. Okay. Because that's something that I am actually stepping foot into that world. So, but I feel like society has made it seem like, you know, men are running things in the bedroom. Like give them oral sex, like let them hit it from the back. Like this is for them to get off. Like it's a lot of women, because like I said, I'm stepping into the BDSM world. So I've just been in like deep research mode and even like different sex podcasts and stuff. And I've just been hearing a lot of like, a lot of women don't have orgasms during sex.
I've heard that.
To me, that is a huge issue. Like you have to get off. Like I don't understand. Like, but see, I'm such a freaked out sexual person. Like I'm gonna make sure that happens, and mine comes easily. And I know that may not be for a lot of women, because a lot of women don't like, I guess studies show that women don't have orgasms from penetration. See, I'm different, because I can have an orgasm from penetration, from non-penetration. Like I can make that, because a lot of it, honestly, I feel like is mind over matter. So you have to like think, this is what I need. This is what I mind over matter. Like orgasm
in the situation. Are you imagining? What are you?
Yes. What are you? What are you wanting to feel? Like I feel like it's a lot. It's a lot of mind over matter, and women gotta come more.
The mind does have a lot to do with it. I think also as just a little disclosure, as a lesbian woman, I've always felt like I don't understand how, I can understand how a woman doesn't have an orgasm, because all women have not made me have an orgasm. But I've made all women that I've messed with have an orgasm. So I have no idea how you're not making a woman have an orgasm. But see,
and a lot of that comes from communication in the bedroom. Like, do this, do that. Put your tongue right here. Like, put your finger right here. Like, slow down, speed up. Like, but also this also just kind of takes us back to masturbation, because do you know what you like? Do you know what makes you come?
Do you really know your area and like what this is? Because a lot of people have vaginas and they don't even realize your clit. That's hello, like
that's the main part.
Hey, like a lot of things can go down without penetration. You could, so it's like, have you explored? You don't have to necessarily masturbate to know what's down there. I mean, you can Google a picture right now. It's going to show you exactly where everything is, and it'll also tell you what it does, how it feels, and just different things of how you can massage, whatever, so. But yes, speaking of BDSM, now we're about to get into like more sexual behavior type of things, because you already said, we already talked about masturbation and sex, like in and out of marriage or whatever. It's like, it is what it is. We can I feel like we're very, we're much like animals, more like animals than most people realize. You know what I'm saying?
We are a lot like animals.
Yes. So, with BDSM, so what are your thoughts about people engaging in it? I know you said that you're like getting into it, but like, what are your thoughts in general with BDSM?
My thoughts in general with BDSM is it's just a world of its own. And a lot of people are really kind of into it, but they don't know they are. Like, say for instance, if you're having sex with a man and he smacks your butt, he slaps your butt when he's hitting it from behind, that's kind of a form of BDSM. And if you like that, then you kind of like pain being inflicted on you. You know what I'm saying? It turns you on. So I feel like a lot of people experience it, but they don't know exactly what it is and what they're experiencing. So I feel like it's a different world, and I feel like everybody should tap into it, see what's there, like try something new,
Yeah. So is there basically like different levels of BDSM? Like you said, like you're getting smacked on the ass, you like,
I mean, it's
versus, I feel like, because I think people's minds go to extreme levels when they hear BDSM. I think they think more negatively, and kind of like, maybe like look kind of down at it, or like, oh no, I'm too good or something for that. But meanwhile, you can smacked and choked in the bedroom,
and slapped, and you liking it, you know what I'm saying? But you hear the term BDSM, it makes you stray away, because I feel like when people hear that, they think of like the whips, the chains, the latex, and just like freaked out weirdo stuff. I feel like that's what a lot of people kind of associate BDSM with. Which it is a bunch of that, but it's other stuff too. So I feel like it's definitely different levels to it, and I feel like you should definitely experience it. You have your submissive and you have your dominant people. So you need to figure out which one are you, or you could be both. Because I feel like myself, I'm very like, I can be both in the bedroom, but if I'm really into you and like I'm digging you, like I'm very submissive. Like I will let you slap me, I will let you choke me, I will let you do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like you have to like keep it safe, and you have to have consent, because it can be dangerous. So, what I've been, like I said, I'm really new to this world as far as like more knowledge around it. I'm new here. So I feel like safe words and safety and consent are the top 3 things that you need to get familiar with. So if you want to like, step into some deeper things like whips, chains, floggers, paddles, all different
floggers.
Floggers. Floggers is like this, it's kind of like a whip, but it kind of reminds you of like a cheerleader. What are the things?
Oh, the pom pom, like
it's
the ones with the strings on it.
Yes, that's exactly what a flogger looks like, and you whip people with it.
Flogger.
Yeah. Okay. So you whip people with that. It's just like a sex toy. These are all sex toys, things to use in the bedroom. So so I feel like I like BDSM, honestly. Like I'm into that.
Okay, so speaking of sex toys, I imagine that you use sex toys.
Not as often as you may think I do. Like like around the floggers and paddles, that's more so of my dominatrix lifestyle, because I'm stepping into dominatrix. So any of listeners, I go by Goddess Sunni. So please look me up on Twitter, and if you're looking for a session, I'm your girl. Yeah. Okay. So what was the one that is kind of just put myself out there? Period.
So ask about your like if you use sex toys and what your views are on sex toys.
Okay, I like dislike and I like sex toys. Like I'm more so of, I don't use them in the bedroom too often, like with my partner. Like I'm not using, I'm not really using them. I have in the past, like vibrators are cool. I don't, as of currently right now, I don't own any sex toys, but I have owned a vibrator before. I've used a rose. Those are all fun things, but I'm such a touchy-feely. Like I want fingers and hands. You know, I'm cool. I'm okay without sex toys, basically.
Okay. Cool.
They're cool. They enhance it. They enhance your sex life and give you good feels. But I'm kind of good on it.
Yeah. Okay. So, kind of changing, moving directions, changing the direction, but still talking about sex behavior. When it comes to like husbands and things like that, do you think the husband is the head of the household and should have like the final say on any big decisions? And does that mindset affect the bedroom?
Yes, it does affect the bedroom. Do I agree with the man should be the household and makes all decisions? No.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I feel like I don't want anyone to have that much power over me. So, no.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's definitely straying away from what I was raised on, what I grew up seeing. But I just feel like I'm so far-fetched from the domestic lifestyle and having a man run everything to like make plans, make all the money. Like, no, there's just one too much power over you. So I'm good on that.
Yeah. Okay.
And those roles definitely come over into the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because like if he's feeling like he's paying all the bills, he's taking care of everything, he's a hardworking man, he's going to work every day. Okay, when I come home, I deserve you. They feel like they deserve for you to wait on them hand and foot. Like fix my plate, wash the dishes, clean up after me, wash my laundry, give me some head because I've been working all day. You know what I'm saying? Like most men feel that way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah. And that also reflects like some of the other things you were saying about like how you're somebody who also in the bedroom give and receive. So it's like outside of the bedroom, like don't just dominate me here either. Like there are some parts that you can dominate though.
Yeah.
But there's are some parts that I'm gonna dominate too.
Yeah.
And we can switch.
Yeah.
You know? So it kind of, I think it's very reflective of like our sex lives, our sexuality, and just kind of how we move through our day-to-day lives and relationships and everything like that. So do you feel comfortable like in your gender expression? Would you like to be able to change the way you express your gender, but are afraid of what others might think? I think the answer to that last question is no. You probably don't care what others might think.
Yes, my good sis, that you do know. I do not care.
No.
I do not care what other people think of me. I don't care how they view me. That has nothing to do with me and how I move. But I would say, being that I am stepping into the BDS world, the kink world, deeper and putting myself out there as Goddess Sunni, which that person is a femdom, which that's a financial dominatrix. Also femdom, which is a female dominatrix. So I specialize in different kinks or whatever.
So what you said, femdom?
Yes, and that is short for financial dominatrix, which means I'm into men who have kinks of sending me their money. Like it's like a mind fuck. So they get off from giving me all that they have. That's what I'm stepping into.
I love that.
Yes, same sis.
I love that.
So the femdom is a female dominatrix. That's the person who, you know, may peg you, may stick my whole foot in your mouth, you know. You be human furniture. You sit, you get on all fours while I rest my feet.
Okay.
Or I may walk you because you're my pet. You're my human pet. So all those are kinks. So yeah. So yeah, being that I'm stepping into this lifestyle, I want to be that more sexual, sexy attire type of woman. Like I feel like I'm a sexual person, but I'm also real chill when it comes to my wardrobe. So I don't show a lot of skin. I may show skin, but I don't show too much skin. I don't really wear a lot of heels, but being that I'm stepping into Goddess Sunni, I'm about to show that side of me, that more sexual, sensual, sexy vibe. That's what's coming out here soon.
Okay. I like that for you.
Yeah. So I love this for me. It's a new venture, and I'm really excited. So
That's what's up.
It's getting me out of my comfort zone because that's where I've been for a while. So,
okay,
it's lit.
Okay, so we basically then already kind of like got off the verge of like, it's not really like a session at all. We just had a conversation.
Yeah.
But still a very meaningful conversation. So like on the scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I love the scales. How would you rate your current level of sexual satisfaction?
Right now, I would give it about maybe like an 8, because I feel like I want to be honestly more sexually active. Like I'm sexually active, but I want more. I need more. So that I'm at 8 right now.
Okay, so how do you feel about having multiple sexual partners at once?
I feel like if you're in a relationship, communicate with your partner. Like if y'all into threesomes and stuff, you gotta talk that out. Like that's not like I'm not finna have a boyfriend and finna just be out here having hella sexual partners. Like, and he don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like no, we finna talk about it, because I would consider myself bisexual, so I'm into threesomes and all that cool stuff.
I forgot to ask you about your sexual orientation. So yes,
I'm bisexual, but my pronouns are she and her. I'm still, pronouns are real new to all that, but I identify as a woman. I am a woman. So so I'm bisexual. So I feel like if you're in a relationship, you got to communicate that. Like if not, then you're cheating and it's dangerous. And if you're not using protection, you don't really know who the next person having sex with. So if you're in a relationship, it's too risky. Yeah. So if you're a single person like myself, I'm very much single. I'm trying to have multiple sex partners. Okay. I am.
So while you're single, you're like, you can cool with the...
Just getting tested regularly.
That's good.
Which I need to get tested soon. But yeah, so I feel like when you're single, have as many sexual partners as you want to. Just keep it safe, because life is for us to experience. We're all humans, you know what I'm saying? So we were put here to basically co-create. And like I said, I don't view sex as a bad thing. Sex is pleasurable. It needs to be had. Everybody deserves it, truly.
Okay, so would you ever be interested in a polyamorous relationship? Like an actual, not just like for fun, trying something, but like, would you actually like grow a life like with a man, other women, or another woman, or maybe even two men, one woman? Like what are your...
You know what? I really, the poly stuff kind of gets me. Because don't get me wrong, like I said, I love threesomes, I'm into that. But as a lifestyle, I can't, like, I don't want to be in a relationship with a man and we have a girl. I don't want to be in-house. I guess that's my biggest thing. I don't want to be in-house. Like, I don't want to be living with a man and two other women and we all living our best lives. I'm not into that. I'm not into that just strictly because like I don't want to be bothered that much. I don't know. I just feel like that type of lifestyle is not for me. But I am so up for having like maybe I know people call it in-house, so I guess outhouse, the girlfriend, you know, with my dude, someone we can have threesomes with and maybe catch a vibe and then have us a threesome and we all go on about our business. That's the type of vibe I'm on, not
You're
us.
Not trying to be raising y'all's kids together.
No, I'm just not into that. I don't know, because I have a lot of different views and a lot of people don't see the same stuff, and that's just bringing in too much. So we can have us somebody we play with, you know, frequently. Have a good time with.
If I didn't like legitimately like women, and I still didn't legitimately like men, because I'm not sexually attracted to men at all. But still, I've gotten a man who will still like hit on me. Look how I look. I'm like giving you a duality, you know, sex, like really from the 90s, like, you know, tomboy, but her nails done. You know, it's like she's giving femme, but she's giving like tomboy. Like, it's just, you know.
And that's the type of stuff they be interested in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because they're eager to find out about you, basically.
Exactly.
And men are just...
Really good conversation. So I talk to her. Come on. But see, if that's the only way I could ever be with a man is if it was something like that. not in this lifetime because me and Shay are going for it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, okay, I will. Oh, I have a child. Cool, great. Don't touch me, get away from me. I don't even like you like this. So yeah, go fuck on her.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool, hey. Let people say hey, like, because that's what I got. Like a real life female.
Yeah.
So that's because I don't like men like that emotionally or sexually. So that's why I could never do it with women like me, Shane.
Yeah. Okay. Tap for dear life. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's like that's how I feel about females. Like I can't have a sexual relationship with you, but emotionally and mentally, like I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not into women like that. Like I like you sexually, you know what I'm saying? Physically, you look fine, you got a nice body, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, yeah, no.
Yeah. This has been a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, it has been.
We went like, you know,
kind of just flow basically.
Yes, man. Well, shoot. I'm just trying to think. Like, I guess I'll disclose some stuff about myself. Since like basically the whole session vibe is over. What like with me, the first time that I learned about sex, or that I can remember at least, it was with my mama. Like my mama and my nanny, they're very you know, it is what it is. Like they weren't just teaching me about sex when I was 5, but I knew my mama had a period. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what's a period? You know, so when I started my period in the 5th grade. So at that time, by the time I started my period in the 5th grade, I did know about sex. I didn't know how you could get pregnant. I did know now that I have a period, I can get pregnant. And the baby don't magically go in there. The man and the woman, they do it. I didn't know what it looked like, but I know they did it. I also by that time had found a sex VHS. Like that. The sex tape game was crazy. I've seen a couple. Like I'm just like, whoa. And the thing is, like the covers of them was just vulgar.
Yes.
Top. So it's just like, oh.
What is
it? I was not supposed to see that. I ain't even supposed to be here looking for stuff. I'm not supposed to be scrambled up in here, and this is what I've stumbled on. So yeah, that's a crazy experience. I will not lie. I do remember in the 6th grade, like the boys, they started to be like, I don't know, they it was some like porno like going around or whatever, and they were like mimicking the girl, like saying or whatever. Like they were literally would do that, like in their chairs, like in the middle of class, and we just like. You know, so like around it,
boys are just it can be very disgusting.
Like wow. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff like that going around, like around that same time, 5th through high school, and then people. I didn't lose my virginity until I was a freshman in college, but that was one time where I felt like this is not right. I don't
this is
like
not
this.
it.
Get off me.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote at that moment. And I literally only did I really liked the guy. But the sex part was just a no.
So why did you feel like you did it? Like why did you have sex with him?
I had a little bit of pressure from my my mom and my nanny.
Hold up, dang! I was just gonna say your friends.
No, my parents had been. Okay, so they didn't like the fact that I like women, and I've been liking girls. Like when I was little, I was like 4. My mama said the first time I told her I wanted to be a boy, I was 3. That's pretty fucking young. And I remember always feeling like that up until 7. I got a whooping for it, so I kind of kept everything like. From that point on, I was like, okay, I'm keeping this shit on the low. I've always been a tomboy or whatever. At that point in time, I'm not sexually active, so like I said, I can have a good conversation with a guys like me. I like them; they're handsome. I still think the man is handsome.
Yeah, fine,
whatever. Like God blessed him, great. But the sexual part has just always been it just didn't click. And I was just talking to guys because it's kind of what girls supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had my first girlfriend, I think, when I was a sophomore in high school or whatever. Like actual relationship or whatever. And my mama ended up finding out through signatures on that damn phone. Black Beard Girl. Yeah, it said something about let's be honest. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget that. Child, she prayed for me. The next day I showed up, face of makeup, a purse. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I was like, y'all, look at me. We still love about this today because people know my mama is crazy. And back then she was crazy for real. So all of that stuff like that, going, finding out I had a girlfriend, having to keep coming out, like she finds out I have a girlfriend again, finds out I have a girlfriend again. Then my nanny finds out I'm in college. Like, so I was like, okay, am I missing out on something? Because at this point, I gotta be missing out on something. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have sex. It's a cool guy. I like the guy. I'm gonna have sex to see if I like it. I didn't. I said, and now I officially know I don't like niggas. Yeah. I don't like men. Like, for real, this isn't, he didn't get off, I didn't get off. It didn't last too long. Yeah. It got in there. Yeah. But it...
So neither one of y'all came?
No.
Wow.
Terry, it didn't last 5 minutes.
Okay.
Like, it was just a no for me. So, so that's what I mean by like pressure, because all my partners knew that I like girls. Even the dudes knew that I like girls. Yeah. Like it wasn't a secret or whatever. So, but that was just that was looked down upon for my entire like family. It just was really looked down upon. They would call, bulldaggers.
Bulldagging, girl. My mama was ward out with my sisters.
Carpet munchers.
Girl, I ain't never heard of carpet munchers.
Yes.
Why do they call them carpet? What's the carpet? Where did it come from? Girl, tell me something.
Carpet munchers. What else? They would ask me, you playing gay? I'm not playing nothing. Like I'm playing house. No, I'm not
playing gay. Is insane.
It's not a game. This is not a game.
Wow.
Like, just different stuff. And I can look back and laugh at it now because it's really hilarious. And even around that time, I would still look back and be like, my folks got issues because this is crazy. Even think of people like that go to hell. Because I grew up in the church too. Like I was in church choir, I was in church programs. Like when it came to church, you really couldn't, miss us like whatever. We was like actively involved or whatever. So it was just a lot of that growing up. And don't let the folks in the country find out, child. That's the worst thing.
And it's just so crazy how, this another episode, but like how, you're going to hell if you're gay. Yeah. But we praise a God who's forgiving, who's loving, who, no sin is supposedly greater than the other, but this one sin, if you are gay, you were, Judgment Day, you going down. You finna burn for eternity, basically. That's kind of what it was taught, but that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother podcast, religion and...
Yeah, it really is.
So...
But so that's kind of like how that was. So I lost my girl virginity before I lost my boy virginity or whatever, because I had a girlfriend when I was a sophomore. That's really like the first time I actually like did something with a girl, like all the way for real. So that's kind of really like how that goes as far as like my sexuality. Like it just wasn't, it was just kind of basically muted growing up. It was more so muted. So I knew about as far as like what girls and boys could do, boom, boom, whatever, but it was just looked down on. So by the time I got in college, like I was just like, I was living a double life. Like, who cares? This is what I'm doing. This is what I like. It is what it is. And they finally got to it. Like, girl, even they asked me before, do you need a counselor? Is there something wrong with you? Like, wow. Yeah. Like,
no, I just like women.
You would never think, like, you met my mama and my nanny, like, you would never think that.
And that's just because that's how they was brought up as well, man. It just continues to go and go. And I think about it, actually, what you said, I lost my girl virginity before I lost my virginity to a man. I wouldn't even say a man, a boy. So, that's all. That's all crazy. Now, I feel like when it comes to sex, I feel like waiting a little longer, I do think is better, because that way you'll know, like, and I would feel like for both, for men and women, like, if you wait longer, I feel like you can realize your power in it, especially for a woman. Like, It's power in the pussy, and that is a true statement. Like
Yes.
once you figure out that power you have within you, it's up, and you know you don't want to give it up to some people. You don't deserve it. I just like learn more about it and learn more about sex before you just give it up. Because looking back, I feel like I would have waited. I would have waited. I wouldn't have let somebody get it at the age of 14. Like who's 14 too. We don't know we don't know nothing really besides we just doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cool. Other people having sex that we know. It feel good. Because even back then, it really didn't feel good. I was just doing it, until I started learning, okay, well, ooh, this feels good. This feels better, like things like that. But yeah.
Yeah, and also like that soul tie and the connection. Like when you realize that, oh, this is really like, it's deeper. Like you realize that it's deeper, like way after.
It's very deep. And I truly believe unprotected sex brings deeper feelings.
It does.
The rawness of someone inside of your vagina, your yoni, your womb, whatever you choose to call it, it brings a deeper connection. It really does. It brings deeper emotion. So it's really like you really gotta watch who you do it with, because it can, man. What they say, dickmatized, dick crazy, all that shit is real. For real, I have experienced it. Trust, like, yeah. And again, that just goes around mental health around sex. You know what I'm saying? So
just gonna say that, like, because they don't have somebody really, really not even knowing like what's going on in their mind. Because when we have sex, our bodies, like, we're a big science experiment. It's chemistry. So when certain things go off, like even when we have our first orgasm, we're not thinking the same no more. Yeah. That's why most
sometimes you're out of mind. You know what I'm saying? It's an out of body, man. Yeah.
Like some parents can tell like when their daughter lost their virginity, because it's like, oh, bitch, you
talking different. Okay. You moving different.
Dudes kind of get like swelled up out the chest. Like,
yeah, you feeling the way.
Different.
Yeah, give you some ego. The ego. It also fucks with the ego as well. So it's really a lot around sex, like truly, especially mentally. Yeah, healthy sexual relationships. And can I sit here and say, right now where I'm at, I have the healthiest sexual relationship? No, I don't. But I can get there. You know what I'm saying? I want to get there. And like I say, I do want to enhance. I want to have more sexual partners. I know this may sound crazy, but I do want more. I want more, and just healthy sex, you know what I'm saying? And knowing, and you also got to know what it is, because a lot of men, it's that NBA. I always think about that NBA Youngboy song. I don't know the name of it, but he say, I fucked her 5 times and she think it means something. And in the background, he was like, it don't. Like, men can truly have sex with you and it means nothing. Like, they're not emotionally attached to you. They don't even care if they see you. They just want to get them out the way and go about their business. Like, and a lot of women, they not okay with that, because we get to having sex and we don't want you to leave after.
It's literally inside.
Yeah, it's literally inside of us. And versus them, it's really not inside of them. It's just kind of on them, kind of, sort of. So, man, I don't.
The thing is, like, speaking of,
singing deep.
I heard about this. Okay, so a part of that also, I feel like, because we know that, okay, we have something that they can insert something inside of, and they insert. So with that also mentally has an effect too, because if we see it like that, it's also going to feel even more like that, and that's why they feel like they can just go off and do whatever. But see, the thing is, what really make them like be crazy too is because I heard it was a man saying this. I'll try to pull up the video so I can send it to you. That when a man has sex, it's also still a soul tie, which we know, but specifically because as they're going in and out, they still have a tiny hole on their penis. So the suction of in and out is still coming like inside of them. So it's still trading or whatever. Now it's much smaller and things like that, but that's why sometimes men will be really crazy or maybe unhealthy and abusive behind sex, because they're also not realizing that it's also still a very big mind fuck for them too. And we don't even realize that as women that because I didn't know that. I just literally thought that whatever, but it actually does affect them in some way. And that's why I feel like it can make them feel even more like just rah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just very, very deep. And like the biggest thing is when we say like healthy sex, we're not just talking about, getting tested and being protected mentally too. Like healthy relationships. So you don't have to have that mental battle behind sex, because that's a battle that's like tougher than other things out here. That mental battle is crazy.
Yeah, that mental battle is definitely crazy. You got to know how to deal with your mental, truly. So sex can bring a lot of things. It's a good thing, but it comes with a lot. It definitely comes with a lot. It's very natural. This is Mother Nature to me. Like, animals. We talking about animals have sex that can't even talk. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is real. Like you'll see different like insects having sex, like bees, or you can see a dog humping something. You know what I'm saying? So it's within us. So
yeah, that's for sure. Well, to end the podcast, I do want to do a little. I forgot to share this part with you, but still gonna get it right quick. Just kind of like a fun thing, just off the top of your head.
Okay.
So what we gonna do, this is like lifestyle faves of the month.
Okay.
Right, so right now it's February, but we're about to get into March. So this is gonna be more so like focused on March. So like, what is a book that you want to read like for that month? Or like, what's something that you want to get into as far as a book?
As far as a book, I really want to finish off my Think and Grow Rich.
Okay, so minor technical difficulty, but you said Think and Grow Rich by who?
Napoleon Hill.
By Napoleon Hill. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get further into Big Brother is Watching You, and then another one called like White Horse something, but it's like conspiracy stuff. So I'm trying to get more into like my exposure bag and like fact checking, stuff like that. So
finding out the whys.
Yeah, so I'm really into that right now. Yeah. So what is your drink of the month?
My drink of the month. I don't think I have one. I don't think I have a drink of the month. I haven't really been drinking much. I mean, I did indulge in margarita day yesterday, so
same.
That was cool.
Same.
Yeah, so I don't too much have a drink. Water. I guess I can
water will never fail.
I've been trying to drink my water, bless my water, put gratitude into my water. Speak good things over the water that I'm putting into my body, because we are considered mostly water.
Love that. Yep. Love water. That. Yeah. Yeah, I need to be more consistent with my water too. That's why I have my little yellow water bottle over there. It's not a Stanley. And them Stanley cups, I think it's going to start some arthritis, because it's got that handle and it's heavy, and y'all just going to have that carpal tunnel in y'all wrist.
And didn't some come out about the metal? Like it was lead in them or
something like
that? So yeah.
Hey, whatever. Allegedly.
Correct.
So what's I know like we're both foodies. Like what's a food or like what's a place that you want to go to this month to like taste or whatever?
Ooh. I actually just went to a place last night that I had really been wanting to go to.
What is it?
Chiba Hut.
Chiba Hut?
Yes. Chiba Hut is 10 out of 10. It's a toasted sub place. Ooh. And the toasted is quote unquote because their whole theme without the restaurant is cannabis.
Oh,
so even their menu. So they have
toasted.
They have a White Widow sandwich. They have like the dank or Kush style. Like their menu is cannabis themed, the drinks and stuff, but nothing is THC infused. Nothing has THC in it. Besides like their some canned sodas behind the bar. But
yeah,
that was a place I had been wanting to try, and I tried that last night. And 10 out of 10, I'm a big sandwich lover. Like I love
same
sandwiches. I can't think of another spot off the top of my head that I do want to try, but I know it's something out here because I just be seeing places.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I know tomorrow we're going to the Rustic for Nanny's birthday brunch, and I've heard about it before. Yeah, and it looks really good. I'm most definitely getting some French toast.
Yeah,
and that chicken. What a food that I need to stop eating this month is chicken. I'm trying to pull back for real off of like get back on my no red meat or chicken. maybe not even turkey, just get back to my fish vibes. You know how it was, 1701 vibes.
Yes, 1701 vibes.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what's an affirmation for the month for you?
The affirmation for the month is, for me, would have to be I am endless potential.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I am endless potential.
Because like I told you earlier, I'm stepping into this new bag, this new career field. Like, my goal is to be a professional 6-figure dominatrix. So I just want to continuously tell myself I am endless potential. I can do this and do what it takes, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine is I am equipped with what I need to succeed. I'm equipped with what I need to succeed, because I have some stuff that I need to get to, with graduation coming and a whole bunch of stuff, like actually get into my field outside of internship, getting paid for it, like testing and all this other stuff. So
there's a lot of things on your
PhD program. Yeah.
Dr. Cows is approaching.
Okay.
You better come correct.
Period. So yeah, that's it for me. And as a song, what about a song? What's a good song of the month for you?
Ooh,
or an album or an artist or whatever?
Good question. Honestly, for the month, we're gonna say for the month of February.
Okay.
I've been on that H-Town, Zero,
okay,
slow,
yeah,
DJ
yeah.
Screw vibes, like.
Yeah.
And lately this weather has been real nice, so I like to ride out to something like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I've been heavy on the J-Lo.
Okay.
I have been heavy on the J-Lo.
Is this some new J-Lo out? Because
yes.
I had seen you tweet about it. I seen Shay say something about it. Or Shay tweeted about it, and I seen you say something about it.
Yes. So the J-Lo album, it's This Is Me Now. She dropped the album. I love it. It's like a time capsule, because I feel like J-Lo doesn't make music based on the influential time of like right now. She makes music that sounds like J-Lo. And we grew up, with that Jenny from the Block, the early 2000s. So you're going to hear that early 2000s, like R&B aspect of it. It's not giving just too poppy. It's just like it's J-Lo. And it's giving me a good R&B beat. It's giving me a good vibe, a good rhythm. So I really like that. But she's also telling a story about her love life. And the heartbreak with Ben the first time, then it coming back 20 years later now. It's just really, like, it's a beautiful story. But see, I was listening to the album first, and then she came out with an Amazon Prime special. It's basically like a movie, like an hour or so long movie.
Is it giving musical?
No. That's the thing. It's not giving, and it's not because Shay sat down and watched it.
Okay, yeah.
So
when it comes to J-Lo, I'm not too hip to any music, honestly. Like, I can't tell you a song off the top of my head from her. Like, I can't even, like, you saying Jenny on the Block, nothing rings in my head, because sometimes I remember,
cause I'm real, the way you walk. That's J-Lo.
Okay.
What else? Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the Block.
Okay.
It's some more too, with Ja Rule specifically, and with LL Cool J. It's such a shame, but I'm living.
Okay, I've heard that one.
It's crazy, but oh baby, it don't matter what happens, don't faze me. And LL Cool J hop on there.
Okay.
Don't leave. But
I guess I am a little hip to J-Lo.
It's the older stuff you'll know, because it was like very much like R&B, hip hop, early 2000s, Ashanti type of vibe or whatever. Most definitely, yeah.
Because when it comes to J-Lo, I'm a huge fan of her, like, acting. Like,
baby, she can act down.
A lot of people be trying to play on her top, but she is a great actress.
She a triple threat.
Man, I love it. Like, she's a great actress. So
I love all her movies.
Check out her movies. I love all her movies. And one of my favorite ones is what she played, The Wedding Planner.
The Wedding Planner. I like Made in Manhattan.
Yes.
I also love Enough.
Yeah, of course. That's everybody love Enough. She really did her best shit in there.
Yeah, and she got like 3 new ones on Netflix. 2 or 3, something like that.
I think she was in Peppermint and The Mother Killed.
Yes, I haven't seen those yet.
These are action.
Yes. Yeah, I fools with J-Lo, but see, her movie thing is like she made it like a parody, like it's a comedy, but it's for real. And then she also goes through this journey. So it's like, as a therapist, I really enjoy like the deeper aspect of the mental health part.
Yes,
I love it, and it's funny too. My girl Kiki Palmer is in there.
Oh, girl, I have to check it.
You do, because they did a whole like a zodiac thing or whatever, and you gonna recognize the people that are like the zodiac signs. Like there's each person that's playing the zodiac sign or whatever. It is hilarious. Keke Palmer carried this Scorpio role. Like, I am a Scorpio too, but she carried.
Okay,
She really
okay.
carried. But I think you'll really like it. Like, it's deeper, and then it's because it doesn't give musical. Like, they dancing and stuff, like, but it's like hip hop choreography. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's giving like action, comedy, rom-com, all in one. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I've been on, and I'll probably watch that again. But yeah.
Yeah, I might have to check that out. I'm gonna be checking it out this weekend, actually.
Yes, you won't regret it. So it's been really good talking to you, sis.
Likewise, sis. This was really
Yes, it's gonna be a really good one.
Yes, this
Buckle
is definitely gonna be
up.
a really good episode.
Yes.
Tap in.
I love this
Anything
conversation.
You don't know, go and research, because
Yeah.
basically, again, I am Goddess Sunny, so please look me up on Twitter. Goddess, just type in Goddess Sunny, I'll pop up.
Period. So yeah, that's it. So how are you doing on the mental health scale from 1 to 10 now?
But I feel like a 10.
Period.
Look, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day in Texas.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
getting with it.
I'm
Happy
giving a
Friday.
10 too.
Yeah.
Giving a 10 too. Love the conversation, and make sure y'all shop AK Pro Shop for tea and apparel. Remember that the day is won. Peace, love, and hair grease. Win the day, because again, the day is already won.
Period.
Bye.
How you gon' win? Come from within. You versus you, gotta focus the lens. Standing on 10, back at it again. If you take a L, take it to the chin. It's in my walk, it's in my talk. Look in my eye and they see I'm a dog. Big body monster ain't never too small. If you can't walk, better learn how to crawl. I don't know about them, but I know about me. I don't never take L's when I wake on my feet. Start the day off by brushing my teeth. Say a prayer, and it's time to go eat. Winning the day every day. If you ain't winning, fuck out my way. You know what it take to be great. Apply the pressure, they gon' start off by winning the day. Winning the day.